greetings to everyone that's on the call, the Zoom, everyone that's joining us today. Welcome to Montgomery County Community College's Open House. I am Dr. Craig Smith, the Director of Student Support Programs. I want to thank my colleague in Career Services for planting those seeds with you guys about engaging early and engaging often. I want to take it a step forward because this is the catchphrase that we say over in student support programs: engage and connect. So engage early, engage often, but definitely engage and make sure that you connect. And you can get connected to support programs and support systems here at the college by way of a member of one of my team, by way of a member of one of the teams over which I lead. But as we talk about the transition to college, I just wanted to kind of put out there some myths and some realities for our students coming directly from high school. Some of the common myths are that latenesses may be tolerated. You have a structured 5-day per week schedule. Classes are assigned by your school. Textbooks are supplied. Grades are sent home. You receive reminders from teachers. You may have morning announcements. A majority of the content is discussed in class. And then school personnel have the ability to call home, send an email, schedule a Zoom call now since we're in the virtual world. These are some of the myths about, or some of the realities for high school. But I want to share the realities as you guys transition from high school students into college arena. You are held accountable for attendance and lateness. Hey, you pay for your classes. You're financially invested in this opportunity. So you are held accountable for attendance and lateness. We do have a lateness policy and attendance policy, which every institution actually has that. You create a flexible schedule. You can drop courses and you can add courses. That is totally permissible. And we actually encourage you, when you're having conversations and having a meaningful conversation with your academic advisor, be transparent about your schedule. So if you work full time, if you're a parent, if you're a caregiver at home, if you're just not a morning person, you have the creative flexibility to build a schedule that actually works and works best for you. You purchase your textbooks. Now, we do have some students who fall within our student support programs, and depending on the particular program or when they're participating in that program, oftentimes we may cover some of those textbooks. And I'll talk about that again during the next slide. You have access to your grades online. So you're always in the know, or at least you should always be in the know as to where you are and how you're progressing as a student at Montgomery County Community College. So we're currently in this Blackboard shell. This is the shell and a platform that you use, or you will use once you're a student here at Monco. And again, you have access to your grades. You have access to your faculty members. You can schedule times in which you can chat with your faculty members. We are doing majority of our courses virtually, so you have the opportunity to email your faculty member and have a conversation via email as well. You keep track of everything, including your tuition bills. Now, again, this is the platform. We have a self-service platform. We have a few platforms, Monco Connect platform, where you'll receive frequent communication. So again, you are the captain of your own respective ship. So you should always be in the know about what's going on as it relates to you being a student here at the college. You are expected to be an independent learner, especially in this virtual format. We have the synchronous and the asynchronous courses. So depending on the actual format, you may not engage via virtually with a faculty member. You may not have to show up Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 o'clock and sit through an actual lecture. You may end up taking a course where you're facilitating your own learning experience. You're just provided the information, and then you can collaborate with the faculty member to get a deeper learning and understanding of the course content. And then lastly, you have privacy of your student records, right? So there's something that's called the FERPA release form. So different from high school, if parents, caregivers, whomever is interested in learning a lot more about your financial aid, how you're doing in your classes, you would have to fill out this form up front. So just wanted to talk about that transition to college and address some myths and educate you guys on some of those realities. Now, I mentioned before that we have a host of student support services and student support programs at Montgomery County Community College. Now, when you guys completed your application, you completed a new student questionnaire. So there was a host of different questions that appeared on that particular questionnaire. Now, what will end up happening based off of how you respond or responded to those particular questions, you may or may not qualify for one of these student support programs. If you do, so let's say, for example, if you've ever experienced any time in foster care, we do have a foster care to college support group at the college. So the gatekeeper to that particular program would receive your contact information, your name, and then they would reach out to you introducing that particular program. So when you completed that new student questionnaire, we're able to identify you even before you step foot on campus and put you on one of the support services radars. So now someone should be reaching out to you. Okay, so we have the Act 101 Scholars Program. We have the KEYS, which is the Keystone Educational Youth Success program. We have our MSMI, our Minority Student Mentoring Initiative at the college. Of course, disability services is a part of our student support services offered to students who qualify or who are in need. We have International ESL. We have our GARUP program, which is fairly new to the college. So we have about 85 students from Pottstown High School that have transitioned to Mako, and they began their experience with us, the majority of them, in our Jumpstart Summer Bridge program. We also have the Veterans Resource Center. So Matt Banco and his team takes care of our veteran students, and they actually have their own separate house on campus, their own separate space. But we all collaborate and work closely together. So we share the resources, and we really believe teamwork makes the dream work. You heard from Career Services. I'm certain you may have heard from Academic Advising. I know Academic Advising has its own separate group. And then we have our SSRT, or our Student Support Referral Team. We've since built out our mental health services at the college because we realized that our students oftentimes come to us with some challenges and come to us with luggage. And oftentimes within that luggage come to us with a bag, right? There's some things that's in there that oftentimes the students need some support to actually helping to navigate that or those challenges so that they won't serve as a barrier to their success at Montgomery County Community College. Happy to report that we have a good, sound, solid student support services system in place to help capture all of the students who may present with some challenges and need just some extra support. So if you want to visit us online, you can, mc3.edu/resources, to learn a lot more and in more detail about the different support services and programs that we offer at the college. Another thing that it's always a conversation that we're having with new students and current students and students who may have stopped out and returned a little while later. Potential challenges that students oftentimes encounter, right? And then I would like to propose some potential solutions as well. So some of those challenges, working while in college, we're seeing a lot more of this now in light of students, light of pretty much all colleges being in a virtual setting, but more specifically, Montgomery County Community College, we're virtual. So a lot of our students are working more. Majority of our students are part-time anyway because they typically work, but now we're seeing a lot more of our part-time and full-time students taking on more work responsibility. So working while in college oftentimes serves as a barrier or a challenge for many students. Working full-time, 40 hours plus a week versus 10, 15, 20 hours. It just depends on the course load. It depends on other responsibilities at home, such as caring for dependents or trying to find childcare, right? Lack of finances, which increases one's need to actually work, which increases the amount of hours that people are actually signing up for. Transportation at long commute is not a challenge this semester. But once we return back to campus, some students oftentimes relocate during the middle of the semester, or relocate as one semester ends and another semester begins, and now transportation or long commutes become a potential barrier. Underprepared academically, not being ready for college level coursework. and really needing to lean on the support of tutorial services, leaning on the added support that comes with those transitional courses that don't count towards college credit. And then lastly, time management is always a recurrent issue and theme, challenge, barrier to student success. How do I balance or manage my time? There's 24 hours in a day. I work 12 of those hours. I try to get at least 5 hours of sleep. I want to give myself 2 hours to actually kind of eat throughout the day and just breathe and relax. How much time does that leave me to focus on my studies? How much time does that leave me to be in relationship with people? So time management is always, oftentimes, a challenge for a lot of students. So what are some of the potential solutions? Plan ahead. Prior proper planning will prevent this poor performance. Heard it from one of my mentors. She was adamant about that, and she drilled that into me. It's the 7 P's. Prior proper planning. You must plan ahead. Adjust your work hours, right? Adjusting of the work hours, and a lot of these potential solutions will oftentimes call for you to make school or to place school at the top of your priority list. Oftentimes that's possible. Sometimes that is just not, right? Plan for child care needs. Apply for financial aid early. Apply for foundation scholarships early. Plan for reliable transportation as soon as possible. Plan your day based on your class schedule. Again, that goes back to that whole priority piece, right? So if I have classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 9 to 12, I shouldn't start work around 11 o'clock. I might want to start work after 1, right? Because you still have the transportation and that commute issue, possibly. Seek help through your professors, tutorial services. Our foundational skills lab have workshops that are available. The student support programs offer a plethora of different workshops. Tutorial services offer a plethora of different workshops. One-on-one tutoring. You have tutor.com. You have small group tutoring sessions. So the help is there if you need it, and if you want it, people will help you to get it. I'm done. Thank you guys.